this project that we have been working on. I've been working on this project for quite some time now. And there's really a lot of positive results that I've seen from this. And I just want to share what the results are, and also what I've done, and kind of walk through with you why we did it and how we did it, because I think it will really benefit you guys who is watching this. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so as you can see right now from the screen, so let me just give you a little bit of context. So this is one client that I've been working with for, I think, close to 2 years. I think it's more than 2 years already. And we first took on this client when it was COVID. It was at the peak of COVID, and everything was, all types of businesses was affected. And they were trying really hard to get leads, but because it was during the COVID period, nobody was out, walking about and stuff like that. So they were also spending money on Google Ads. So they were spending around a budget of $500 on Google Ads, and they weren't seeing the kind of results that they wanted. So this, when I first reached out to them, I told them that, hey, there were some opportunities that that you guys are missing out, and why not let us help you out. So this was the kind of context that they were in. So this is the website that I'm talking about. This is Ocean Dental. So they are a local dental clinic based in Singapore. So this is kind of the revamped site. So without going into the details yet, let me just show you the results. So over so this is the Google Search Console, just to give you all the statistics. So I'm going to filter this down to the last 16 months, okay, just to show you the kind of trajectory and the kind of growth that they are experiencing month over month. So you can see from the start, this was when we first started their campaign. It was somewhere in 2020. Okay, and then month over month, their impressions for this entire website has just grown more and more. And the dip that you see over here, it's kind of a funny story, because the owner actually forgot to renew the domain. So that's why the website was down for a few days. So that's why there's a drop here. But we're just experiencing every single month there's a breakthrough in terms of the number of impressions, in terms of the number of clicks, in terms of the number of traffic, as well as leads. So with regards to clicks, every single month, their traffic has been increasing, which is really, really awesome to see, because it's a huge impact for what we are doing for their business. So this is just to show you some of the statistics. Now, let me show you something else. So this is Ahrefs, which is a SEO software that a lot of SEOs use. And if we take a look at the organic search volume here, so this gives us a rough estimate of their traffic. So if I were to take you back into let's just say January 2020, right? So this was before we started working with them, and they have essentially been around the market for around 3 years. Okay, so this is not a brand new company. And the reason why I bring this up is because I've seen a lot of businesses that have been in the market for a few years already, but they just don't get traction organically, where their website doesn't get any traffic, either through branded traffic or people who are just searching for their services, but they because of how their website is set up, their website doesn't attract organic traffic or organic visitors. So similar to this case, this website has been around for 3 years. Okay, and then before that, you can see their organic traffic has been around 50 plus, 100 plus, and this is just a very fair estimate, because usually the numbers are generally higher most of the time, right? But this is a very, very fair estimate. So you can see it's around 70 plus. And then just based off on today, you can see this trajectory in growth from 2020 all the way until, as of right now, which is 31st March. We have, I don't know how many times we have doubled their traffic, but you can see if the estimation is around 11,000, we grew this from just having 200 plus organic traffic to their website on a monthly basis, which is really, really awesome to see for a business like theirs, because this really impacts their business positively. So that's always good for us, because that's essentially what we want to see at the end of the day. Now, another thing that I want to bring across to your attention, which is really exciting for us as well, it's earlier on, like I mentioned, this client was spending around $500 on a monthly basis to bid for Google AdWords. So if you're unfamiliar with Google Ads, it's per keyword. So every single time when you want your advertisement to show up whenever somebody keys in a specific keyword, for example, wisdom tooth or dental clinic, right? You have to pay for that keyword, and depending on how competitive or how in demand that keyword is, obviously the cost will go up. So what does this mean? What does this translate? Now, if you take a look at the traffic value over here, so this is a traffic value that I don't pay much attention to, but it gives me a rough indication of how quality the traffic is. Because at the end of the day, we don't want just to bring in traffic. We want to bring in all types of traffic, specifically traffic that it's quality, that might turn into a paying customer, right? So you can see the traffic value. This is around 17,000, close to 18,000. So what does this mean? This means to say if this website is spending budget on Google AdWords to pay for the traffic that they are getting organically, this is how much they would be spending on a monthly basis, right? So every single month, essentially, they kind of like save, $18,000 on Google AdWords, and you can see their traffic value, the amount, the quality of their traffic has just been increasing time over time. Okay, which is really awesome for us, because this means to say we are on the right track. Okay, and one other thing, just to show you some more statistics, which is, we love statistics, especially if it's positive one, and this is a huge win for us. So if we go to the Singapore traffic area, and we kind of understand where this traffic is coming from, what keywords is bringing in all this traffic, these are the keywords that are bring them traffic, right? So for instance, if somebody searches for dental fillings in Singapore, they are currently in the first position, which means to say every single time when somebody types in dental fillings, okay, they're going to land on their website. Okay, and the people who are searching for dental fillings, they most of the time, majority of the time, not 100%, but majority of them will be looking for dental filling services. And if they land on our client's website, which they do, then the higher chance of them converting into a paying customer will be, the percentage will be higher. So this is really exciting, because what we are doing is we are ranking them for all these commercial keywords, bottom of the funnel keywords, where you can see wisdom tooth extraction cost. When somebody is typing in wisdom tooth extraction cost, ideally they are looking for wisdom tooth extraction services to extract their wisdom tooth. They just want to find out what's their cost, and our client is showing up on number one. Okay, and what's one of the most exciting thing, and another exciting thing for me, it's if we take a look at this first keyword here, this is wisdom tooth. So this is a very broad and generic keyword, and there's around 2,200 people searching for it on a monthly basis, and they are currently ranking number one. Okay, so this is a huge win for the brand. It's a huge win for the website. And the reason why is because, first of all, it's a very branded, it's a very generic search term, which means to say the competition will definitely be harder, because the search volume, you can see over here, the search volume is a lot, right? So this means every single month in Singapore, there's an estimation of 2,200 people searching for this term. And this website is ranking number one, which we kind of plan out in the first place. And don't worry, later on, I'll share with you kind of how we did things and why we did things. Okay, but if we take a look at the other competitors that are ranking on this specific page, okay, in fact, let me just open this up on Google, okay, just to show you wisdom tooth. Okay, you can see all these are AdWords. Okay, and then yeah, so for some reason this is showing me as let me go into incognito and do this. Yeah, so you can see this is incognito. Okay, so sometimes because you're logged in, Google tracks your kind of like movements and stuff like that. So if you open it up on incognito, you can see our client is ranking number 1. Okay, it's Wisdom Tooth. Okay, and then there is paid ads. And then what is happening is we are ranking above big sites like WebMD, like Wikipedia, like Referrals Medical Group, Health Hub, NTUC, Mayo Clinic, and stuff like that. So this is a really good sign that the website is on the right path. So yeah, so this is overall, this is just the kind of results that this website is getting. And you can see based off on how authoritative a domain is, okay, there's a score that this software attached to every single website, basically scoring them in terms of how authoritative it is. It's a score from 0 to 100. So obviously, the higher it is, the more authoritative a website is according to this software. And you can see the rest of the websites they are ranking. WebMD is obviously a huge site. They are currently on 92, and then Wikipedia is 96, 74. And then we have our client site here, which is DR9. Okay, and they are bringing in and they are outranking all this. So all these are kind of the results that we have gotten. Now, if we just take a look at one more thing, which is the leads, the number of leads that they are getting, which is also exciting for us, because if we filter this to all the way, let's say in January of 2020, okay, and we just take a look at this on a monthly basis. Okay, so this is all their leads from all channels. Okay, and the reason why there's a big uptick here, okay, it's because at this moment in time, what we're doing is we're tracking calls from their website. So anybody who searches on Google lands on their website and give them a call, this is registered as a goal. So as of November, during this period of time, we decided not to track calls anymore because of how the numbers change, and it might confuse the customers, which is a request from this website owner. That's why we've taken down the call. So all this that you see over here are purely website conversions. Okay, and this one specifically, it's inclusive of website and calls, and that's why you can see there's a surge. So as of right now, on a monthly basis, this website is getting 80 to 70, 60, 89, 82 people submitting forms for inquiry for dental services. And this is excluding the number of calls that they are getting. So this website is getting a lot of leads. Okay, so this is just the impact that we have gotten for this website. So with that being said, now I'll just kind of walk through with you. So let me see if 13 minutes. So let me just mark this down. Okay, so one thing that I want to go through with you guys is basically what have been done and why we did it. Okay, so the first thing that we have done is prior taking onto the website, this website was actually hosted, is actually built on Wix. So a lot of you might be familiar with Wix. It's a very easy drag and drop software where you kind of it's easy to build a website on it. So when this website first came to us, it was hosted on Wix, and we kind of have to do the optimization on Wix. So the one thing that we did is with all other sites is we bring every site through a technical audit, which is what we've done, to basically understand what is wrong with the site in terms of how it's structured, whether it's its URL meaning to say over here, you can see this part. This is what we call URL, to see whether is the URL structure of the entire site sound, is it optimized? Okay, and also what we do is we take a look at those low-hanging fruits to see if there is any pages that we can optimize without doing so much of the work. Okay, and basically what we call these are low-hanging fruits. So we look at whether Google is already identifying some pages as relevant for some of the dental keywords, and we basically did optimization for those pages that we can find. Okay, and what happens is during this period of time, right? Okay, if I were to okay, I don't want to filter out too long, but basically from this period of time, let me just show you the rough timeline of how it's been done, and I think this will give you a better idea. So during this period of time, January in 2020, Okay, this was when we started optimizing on their old site. Okay, so the domain remains the same. It's just that the website was hosted on Wix. So what we did was we did technical audit, and then we went in to find if there's any low-hanging fruits for this website that we can optimize by either changing their page titles or meta descriptions or header one text, which we did. And then it kind of bring in a little bit of results. So you can see from 100 plus to around 300, this was when we were still optimizing on their website. Okay, now there comes a point in time on every single campaign where SEO can only do so much if the website is just not at a place where it's ready for growth. And that was one of the main reasons why we suggested to the client that, hey, the website, we have done some changes, we're seeing some positive changes, but we know for a fact, just based off of the experience, we know for a fact that the website will be the one stopping the growth or limiting the growth, organic growth for this website, for this brand, simply because of how certain websites are set up, how it's function. That's why I always prefer WordPress sites, because of its robust functionality, even though it's a little bit more technical, but there's a lot more stuff that you can control. Whereas for other builders like Wix, Squarespace is generally not my favorite, but optimization still can be done. But if you really, really want to take things to the next level, then I will highly recommend either a custom built site or a WordPress site. So that's our conversation with them. We suggested this to them, and they are more than happy to take on a web project with us. And this is what we did in the next phase. So the next phase, what we did was we then went on to create and design and develop a website for them. Now, just to give you also, I'm trying my best to give you all the simple details, but I know that I'm not going to cover all of them, but I want to give them as much as possible. So with regards to the design, we also factor in conversion into place, which means to say we don't just want a design that looks better than their previous design. We want a design that can actually convert and can convert better. So all these are small little thoughts that we have in mind. So the first thing that we did before even designing the site, we came up with an entire URL structure, which means to say we figure out what pages this website needs to have. Okay, and also for every individual page that we decided to be a service page. So for example, if it's a dental x-ray, so all these are services page, right? Okay, so we decided if these are services page, what is the main keyword that we want to target? What keywords are we trying to target? And what is the primary keyword? So every single individual page have a primary keyword, and then subsequent, and then it will also come with secondary keywords. So basically what we did in this phase, what we call keyword mapping. So we map all these relevant keywords into a specific page. Okay, so that is basically what we do during the first phase of web design. So we don't just design straight off, because understanding correct and proper URL structure, even before designing the website, is super important, because this allows Google firstly to understand your website a lot better because of how you are structuring and putting your content and your web pages. And secondly, in terms of user experience, it's also way better for the user, because if you arrange your content in such a way that it's good for users and for search engines, then it's a double win-win. And that's what we did for this specific client. So after the URL structuring is done, after keyword research is done, after keyword mapping is done, we then have a whole piece of content outline. So essentially what we do is we have a kind of a structure of, we know this is where each content is supposed to be. But with regards to the specific content that is required, because we are not the market experts, obviously, so our client wrote all this content. So what we do is we basically take all this content and we put it into a content software, SEO software, where we kind of figure out specifically if we want to rank for this specific page or this specific keyword, what are the terms that are required. So there are a lot of different terms that's required. I'm not going to go into the details because it's going to be too long. And I want to give you an overview of what we have done for the site. But basically, that's what we did for every single individual page. to make sure that the specific keywords density, how many times the keywords how many times the keyword needs to show up, is showing up. Okay, but obviously we also don't want the content to be written for robots, because ideally this should be written for real life human beings. Okay, so that's what we did for the structuring of the site. And then basically another part with regards to conversion, okay, it's we make sure that simple conversion. So we are not like the best, we are not specialized just at doing conversions, but we do know what are the best practices when it comes to making a website convert. One important thing that we look at is the specific buttons. So if you look at this button, you will realize that as long as if it's a button, okay, that is to make an appointment, okay, it's going to be this color. So we know from a start that all the buttons that is asking the visitor to take an action, and in this specific case is to ask them to make an appointment, it will be this color. Okay, so other buttons, for example, you can see all the rest of the buttons here, all this, okay, are different color. And the reason why is because this will help users understand that every single time when they see this is going to be a button to make an appointment. So it's very easy for them to create an action or to do an action. Okay, and also just something minor as well. So if we look at this on a mobile version, right? So with regards to conversion, we also thought about if the users were searching this on their phones or mobile phones, based off on user experience and just based off on user behavior, most of the time when people are searching for stuff on phone, especially if they are searching for services, highly likely the chances of them submitting a form versus making a call will be more natural for them. And that's why you can see every single button, if they are surfing this website on their phone, then this button becomes a call now button, where they can just simply click on call now and call the clinic directly. And if they are surfing this on their desktop, okay, this becomes a form submission, where they just go down and fill out this form. Okay, so this is the few things that I can remember right now with regards to conversion. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff that goes into here as well. Yeah, but this is basically what we do for the site. So that is web design, development, structuring of the site, and other stuff like that. So once those are done, what we then do is we then restructure everything. And we basically want to, so earlier on, like I mentioned, because we already did optimization for the old site, we don't want all these optimization to go into waste. So one key important thing is we plan out a specific redirection route. So we redirected all the old pages, okay, that were getting traffic or getting links, and we redirected them to the relevant pages that we see over here. So this way, we also preserve the previous work that we have done to make sure that all the previous traffic that we will bring in will not going down to waste. Okay. Yeah. So that is for the entire site that is being set up. So once those are done already, then we just let Google do its work, because with SEO, sometimes it takes time for Google to come in, crawl the site, understand what has been changed, and other stuff like that, right? So in the meanwhile, our next phase was really to be coming up with new content. So what we have done for all the services pages, okay, it's we focus on them first. And the reason why is because, for services pages, they are more targeting people that are bottom of the funnel. So there are different stages that visitors come to your website. Some visitors are coming to your website for information, where they're trying to figure out what is wrong, for example, with their teeth. Why are they having teeth pain, right? Where they're just finding information. And then there are users that are coming to your website to look for a specific service, okay? And which means to say they are looking for like wisdom tooth surgery, for example, or dental filling, for example, right? They are ready to look, they are ready and they are ready to purchase. So with services pages, these kind of pages are mainly targeting people that are bottom of the funnel, which means to say they are highly likely to purchase, they are ready to make a decision, okay, and they are just looking for a service. Okay, so because we have done that already, the next phase of what we did was we wanted to focus on people that are in the middle of the funnel and also at the top of the funnel, which means to say we don't just want to target people that are looking for braces or wisdom tooth, root canal treatment and stuff like that. We wanted to look for things that is around dental, that we know that is still revolving around our target audience, but they are just not at that level of conversion yet. But they might be, and that's why we came up with a strategy of doing keyword research, to see which keywords can this brand write for, and then we basically again did the whole content outline where we give them all the structure that's required, how many words is required, what are the images that are required, what are the headers, what you should be talking about, and we basically did all that and sent it to them, and then they got the content written, and then we publish it on the site. And this has really shown a big part into the strategy, because you can see, for example, certain terms like wisdom tooth extraction cost. Okay, so you can see we specifically, like for example, in this case, what we wanted to do is we wanted to create an article just to explain the cost of wisdom tooth extraction. So when people are searching for wisdom tooth extraction, the cost of it, they might not be at the stage where they are ready to convert, but they are very likely to convert sometime, right? Because they are just looking for the cost. And if we are able to bring these type of bring this type of traffic to the website, then the higher the chance of for the brand to convert the visitor is a lot higher. Okay, simply because the user is almost ready to convert. They are just looking around for cost, and that's why this is part of our strategy. Okay, and then there are other stuff, like for example, if you see like black stains on teeth. Okay, this is obviously when people are searching for black stain on teeth, they are not ready to convert. They are not ready to buy yet, because they just want to find out why is their teeth black, and why is there stains on teeth? Why is there stains on their teeth? And they just want to find out the cause of it. And then ideally, what would happen is after they find out the cause, they might want to then find out, how to get rid of the black stains, right? Which means to say they might be looking for a teeth whitening service. So that's how we intend to bring these customers from a top funnel, where they just want to find out why is there black stains on their teeth, to down to find out what are the solutions for black stains on teeth. So there could be, for example, teeth whitening kit where they can buy. They could be home remedy, for example, or they could look for a dental clinic to help them with their teeth cleaning service, to provide them with teeth cleaning services, right? So these are kind of like in the middle. And then when they are ready to convert, then they will be searching for things like teeth whitening services in Singapore, which I think, so you can see our client is also doing well in terms of these kind of keywords. Teeth cleaning, teeth whitening. Yeah, so this is how we kind of laid out exactly what we wanted to do. Okay, so this is in the next phase, and I'm missing out on a lot of other details, but again, I just want to give you an overview of what worked for us, and I hope you'll be able to learn something from this. So the next thing what we wanted to do is the client actually told us that they wanted to focus more on specific search terms. So then what we did was we then focused all our resources on just making sure the specific search terms are doing well. And that's why you can see certain stuff like wisdom tooth, and these kind of type of wisdom tooth pages are doing well, simply because we took a route and focus on making sure these pages do well first. And then last but not least, after we have done with all those, then it's time to build relevant links. And with regards to links, I'll not go into much of a detail, because there's a lot of things that goes into play over here. But this is basically the A to Z of what we have done for the website. And what I foresee, it's this is not just for this website, for this brand, because every single time, when we have a great month or when we are growing traffic month over month, honestly, we don't expect to see this type of growth onwards, because realistically, what will happen is either the competitors will be picking up, okay, and that might be a algorithm change where Google is kind of testing stuff out, where we might lose a little bit of traffic here and there. And all this could cause traffic loss, right? Like, for example, your competitors might be doing or spending more resources on SEO, hence taking your market share. Google might be doing some type of algorithm where we couldn't be doing anything wrong, but they just might be testing stuff out, and this could also result in a drop. Okay, and there will be, like, for example, real life situation where in Singapore there was a period of time where everything was locked down. So even though we were getting traffic, even though we are ranking quite high, but because of real life situations, obviously traffic and leads will go down. So this is why we don't, like, for me personally, I don't expect this to go further up, because realistically it will drop and then it will bounce, it will drop, it will bounce. So what we see as a success for any campaign is as long as it's trending upwards, as long as the traffic is trending upwards, month over month, time over time. This is great news for us, because you can see there was a drop over here, but we are not too worried about it, because as long as it's overall trending upwards, this is what we like to see and consider a success. So what I think we will have to do, likewise for every type of websites, again, if we are not, it's kind of like working out actually. If you stop working out, if you worked out for like 3 to 6 months or 2 years, obviously you're going to see results. But the moment you stop working out, then you're going to lose, all the muscles and the gains that you have built previously. So SEO is really kind of similar to working out in a way where if you stop, then your competitors might catch up, and take more of your market share. So what I foresee is for us, for this site to continue to grow, we'll need to publish, we need to create new assets that is with regards to either links or content. But yeah, that's basically it for this entire case study. So if you like what you see, if you want to ask any questions live, feel free to subscribe, and then every single time when I go live, you'll be notified. You can hop on, ask me some questions, and if you'd like to work with me, you can go over to my agency's website, trev.com. Trev is short form for traffic, so we basically just focus on doing SEO. So yeah, that is all for this case study. So again, we're really excited to see this brand doing well, excited for the client, excited for the website. And yeah, that's all. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time.